Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Popcorn Planet, and I'm excited because I'm triggered today. I'm triggered by Twitter. Man, Twitter is a cesspool of a place. It is just destroying our culture, our society. We don't even realize it. And today, I brought a guest to have the conversation with me. I'm so happy to have Ian Elliott-Carter. What's up, man?
Man, glad to be here. It's funny you mentioned Twitter being like that. I've actually just deleted Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm going to be back, obviously, but I just had to, I had to get off of it a little bit, yeah.
You're doing that eventually. I got to just get off. You deleted? Or do you actually went through the deletion process?
No,
you just
off the phone, yeah.
Deleted it off your phone. Yes, you took the app. That is the best way to take a break. Delete the app off your phone. I highly recommend it. I had to do that for a year myself for personal reasons,
right.
Which I'll get into at some point, but soon. But anyway, yes, everyone mentally needs to get off that. Talk to me, because today's story really, I think, is the crucial sort of evidence of that. It's just, this is happening every day, and I think people don't even realize it. And it's a little bit of a triggering story because Tim Allen has been in the past not been the best person. Like he's said some very inappropriate and potentially seemingly racist comments, but I don't believe he's a racist. I believe he's ignorant.
Absolutely.
And I think there's a huge difference between ignorance and racism.
Absolutely. And in our culture, we got to understand the difference. Ignorance is a curable disease, and people that refuse and reject facts and all that stuff, then that's different than somebody that could be cured. If you say something questionable, don't attack them, man. Just educate them. That's all. That's the difference, right?
But no, this mentality we live in now, we don't want to educate. We want to just tear them down, pitchforks, take the mob and destroy them. And I think that's happening today with Tim Allen. And I think Twitter is extremely guilty of this phenomenon. And the reason I'm bringing this up, let's get to it. I'm going to go to the story and the case in point. But I'm just trying to find my story for today. And this is the headline on Twitter. Tim Allen's response to playing spades puts him in the spotlight. So, I click over and I watch and I'm just like, well, man, he must have said something really bad, right? He must have said the N-word again. He must have done something just awful to warrant this, right, Ian?
Yeah, I was preparing for the worst this morning. I did not expect this article.
And so I'm like, okay, well, BlogXilla, we'll get into him in a minute, tested Tom Hanks and Tim Allen's knowledge of black culture during their press junket for Toy Story 4. While Hanks passed the test, I didn't even realize he was giving him a test. Allen's response has sparked a debate. And so let's get to this. Let's watch the clip in question that BlogXilla has given us.
First thing that comes up is Black Jeopardy with Tom Hanks.
Oh, okay.
41 million views, huge post. So I want to play a little bit of game to see how well you guys know if you have a black card. Because I feel like you guys both have black cards.
Okay.
So I'm actually
Wait, can we pause there? Does Tim Allen have a black card?
I don't like...
What is that?
I've
black
never
card
heard that.
meaning, because I didn't know this. I don't want to ask you just because you're black, but I don't know the term black card. Does that mean now he's okay with black people? Is that what that is supposed to mean?
I've given black cards to some of my friends. More
so it is a term.
It is a term,
okay.
But I've never heard that Tim Allen had one though. But whatever. I don't know who gives these out.
I don't know if I would give Tim Allen that.
He's not
Tom
on the top
Hanks,
of my
I
list.
guess. What has Tom Hanks
I
done?
Tom Hanks. I get
just
it.
because he's America's most lovable Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Is that why we give him a black card?
I can see it, but I don't get it. But I don't know the terms, obviously.
Well, apparently BlogXilla thinks that Tim Allen has gotten his black card. Okay, well, let's get back to the clip in question.
You're playing spades. You got 4 in the possible. Your partner says he got 4 in the possible. The guys you've been playing with, they've been talking crap the whole game. What do? Do you bid 9 or do you bid 10, go wheels, and go all out for it?
Okay, I have to be on the record. I have no idea what he's talking about either. He's talking about spades.
Yeah.
Do you go all in with your whales and 9s and 10s? This has nothing to do with the fact that he's black or black culture. This has to do with the fact, what the fuck is spades? I've never played the game. I am a white guy. I've never played it. Apparently, is this a culture thing? And I do ask because is spades like a big deal in the black culture?
Spades is big in black culture, so I'll give him that. But honestly, not every black person knows how to play spades. I've ran into people that didn't. Do we cancel the black people that don't know how to play spades?
No. I mean, we shouldn't. We should be played. But anyway, my point is, right now, Tim Allen's about to give a reaction that I would give the same reaction because I don't know what the hell is spades, and I don't want to say anything offensive by accident, because when you're in these junket environments, it's a scary place because anything you say can be taken out of context.
He looks terrified.
And I think he's terrified just because he's like, oh, I don't know spades, and you're calling me out, you're testing me clearly. Here's where we are. So let's watch Tim Allen do his response.
10. Go all out.
Tom Hanks goes all in.
I've been working Vegas 30 years. I don't gamble. I don't play cards. I think it's a.
There's not necessarily money involved in spades.
No,
It's just cred.
I don't
Just
play.
bragging
I
rights.
throw deep, baby.
Okay.
I go deep.
I don't know what
That's
you
why
guys
you
are
got
talking
black
about.
card.
I don't
That's
know.
what's-
Have any idea what you guys just said.
You don't know how to play spades?
I'm going to say I do just because I want to move
Now,
on.
when I was in Oakland, California,
love that answer.
they all play whist. It's like you see, and then it was a boom, bam.
That's where he
Take
would
a
have
cup
lost
of
his black
coffee.
card with me. I have no idea. What
Kids
that
were
is.
playing whist, man.
Yeah.
But that's like
So whist. I looked up whist, and whist. In fact, let's open up a new tab and look up whist while I'm. If you look up whist and you go, it's like an old English 19th century game, 18th and 19th century, and I don't know. That doesn't seem like this is a. Is this a big game in the black culture?
Never heard of it. Honest to God, never heard of it.
And I please, I don't mean to just ask Ian. Any other,
Yeah, I don't speak for all black people, but-
any other black people watching, please, by all means,
Yeah.
tell us in the comments.
Put me on.
Is whist? Does knowing whist suddenly make Tom Hanks get a black card and know more about about this sort of thing? It seems kind of forced.
It's very weird.
But anyway, I want to get back to this because of this reaction. BlogXilla posted this reaction, and now everyone is just talking about the cringiness, the squirming, and they're just
slow media.
Tim Allen is so visibly bothered by black culture, while Tom Hanks assumes continues to be the greatest of all time. Tom Hanks goes big with spades and whist, while left on the bid, Tim Allen clearly will never get an invite to the cookout.
Wow.
And this stuff is just ridiculous.
Toxic.
And then the reason I think people are getting triggered, and I want to comment this because a lot of people are now. Let's go back to my wife. Everyone was just losing their shit on this clip because people are mad at Tim Allen, and they do have a right to be angry at Tim Allen. And I think it's important we bring up this debate because Tim Allen has not always been the most friendly person to black culture. So if we go here and look at this article, here's one. He in 2013 there was a certain interview that came out about an old interview about him using the N-word and how he wants to be able to use it. And to quote him, let's give it from the Tampa Bay Times. Go Ian, Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
That he should be able to say the N-word as much as he likes. I have no intent. If I show no intent, if I'm clearly not a racist, then how can the N-word be bad coming from out of my mouth? Allen asked. Comment continued to claim who claimed to use the N-word regularly in his stand-up at the time added that the phrase "the N-word" is worse to me than the N-word. The comments resurfaced online Thursday, bringing a new wave of backlash against the actor. Curtis Cook made a very I'm not going to repeat that joke, but we both laughed at that joke. Let's be honest.
It was pretty funny. I ain't gonna lie.
But it just comes down to this idea. Yes, to me he seems ignorant there. He's very ignorant, and he needs to educate himself because he clearly doesn't understand the history of the word and why you just don't say it and why it's not worth saying. At the same time, I think he's coming from a conservative belief of freedom of speech, and because he's a conservative, I think liberals, and I say this as a liberal, we have to attack him and fight him down and tear him down. Granted, that deserves a tear down. He's being really ignorant of that. But do we believe he's a racist still, even with that?
No, I think he's obviously ignorant. We've all met the non-racist white person that asks, "Hey, why can't I say?" I'm sorry, the N-word. I didn't mean to say that. But I always think to these people like, well, why do you want to say it? Like, what is what is the meaning of why you want to say it? But that's a whole different subject. But I understand that he is ignorant, and that would be more of something to debate if he is a racist or not. We like you said, I don't think he is. I just think he's ignorant, but that's way more than the spades thing. I would question why he doesn't know how to play spades since he did prison time. But that's a different subject as well.
She should have learned it there, right?
Yeah.
But what's so frustrating to me is exactly what you just said. It's like, yes, okay, fine, we can resurface that if we need to. We constantly are bringing up old things, and we don't let people learn and educate. And granted, he has. I haven't researched enough to see, has he apologized? Has he learned? Has he stopped using it? Those are things we should be looking into. And those are fair reasons if that's what we're complaining about Twitter.
Absolutely.
But that's not what Twitter is complaining about. Let's be clear again, because what's frustrating is, front page of Twitter is that Tim Allen's response to playing spades puts him in the spotlight, and then just this whole idea of him losing his card. Oh, and I do love this. Let's call out, clearly whist is a big deal in the black culture because Jeff Snyder used to play this for years ago at summer camp.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a whist master. So clearly, right, whist must be a huge thing in the black culture. So thank you, Jeff, for reaffirming that.
Jeff definitely speaks to black culture.
Jeff Snyder knows everything about black culture. But anyway, here we go. Awkward Tim Allen interview. and it's now everywhere. Yahoo's picking up, reignites accusations of racism. I mean, this is just really Tim Allen talking about black culture makes me uncomfortable. Tom Hanks is just everyone's just giving Tom Hanks the president. Now, here's why I'm specifically frustrated because, first of all, who is this guy who's doing the interview?
Honestly, never seen him before.
Never heard of this guy, BlogXilla. Good for you for getting it, but I had to go do my research, and I want to talk about this because Disney. I'm also want to be clear. We're going to talk about the full clip in the context, so stay tuned. I want to play you why it's sort of even more unfair because if you go and watch the full clip in context, there's more to it that just makes Tim Allen not seem like a racist. Yeah. But before we do that, it's important. I wanted to get a better idea of who this BlogXilla, Xilla Valentine guy is because at first I thought, how did he get access? And there he is interviewing Oprah. He's got Ellen. He's interviewing Denzel. I mean, he's got Will Smith in here. He's all over the place. The Jenners, that doesn't really count, but he's really moving around, talking to people that matter. Morgan Freeman, I mean, come on, that's no joke. So BlogXilla, kudos, I give you props. Yeah. But what's frustrating to me is like Disney. I can speak to this on the record finally because Disney's not giving me any more access, Ian. I think they've blacklisted me. I don't know what's going on, but the bottom line is like as someone who worked at a popular entertainment brand. I can't tell you the amount of fights we had with Disney just to try and get junket access. We had so many junket games and things we were doing that were popular, that would do well, and Disney just would hold, well, no, we can't do this, you can't play that, you can't do that with the celebrity, the publicist would kill you. They've said no, blah, 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 blah. It's this whole game of you rub me, I rub you type of attitude that no one really wants to talk about in that industry, but Disney is the worst. Disney is the worst at it.
Very sweet.
And some will say, oh, well, yeah, Andy, but you were a shithead, you didn't deserve the access anyway. No, that's not what this is about. This was for other people in my channel to do it. The whole channel was just not allowed. And if we got one, we would get one invite to the junkets and screenings, and meanwhile other accesses, would get tons. It's a very political game. It depends who your rep is, and it's this whole game that I'll delve into it more in a later video because I do think talking about the publicists and the online game is an important one. But the reason I bring that up is like I look at this guy's page, BlogXilla, and I'm just like, how the hell did you get in? Yeah. How did you? This guy interviewed the Avengers at Endgame's junket. Like it doesn't get more elite than the Endgame junket to interview that whole cast of the final movie. Like Disney would hold those cards very close to their vest. But this guy, kudos to you. I've never even heard of you, but
that's a very racy question for a Disney interview. Too.
Yeah, and that's the point of like those reps specifically. And I've been there. It's like you don't put someone in that chair who's going to make their talent feel uncomfortable.
Right.
It's like the rule one. And I think if anybody needs to reprimand it, it's whoever let this guy in to push the boundary to make Tim Allen have to then uncomfortably deal with that.
Very cringe.
On Toy Story 4, which is a G-rated kids movie, like what are we doing to put that type of racially charged thing in is just very frustrating to me. Now, granted, you can say, well, it's Tim Allen, he's talking, it's up to him to sort of how he handles it, but still,
But they prep him before that, right?
Yeah, it was just a weird, keep it to the topic of the movie. Yeah. Why are they even talking about Black Jeopardy for Toy Story 4? It's just, none of it makes any sense. So the whole thing is just frustrating me because I think this is unfair, and it's unfair because if we go, this is now the headlines that we're getting for poor Tim Allen.
Yeah, poor Tim Allen.
I don't say that glibly, like I understand people don't like Tim Allen because of things he said, but that doesn't mean he's a racist. It doesn't mean he's still doing that. He didn't come out and say the N-word in the junket. And this is a good one to watch again too. Like
about our next two presenters.
This is just Tim Allen in general. People just have shit on him his whole life.
And director,
Ricky Gervais is just setting him up at the Golden Globes.
Well, he's always been.
He just sets him up. Hey, this guy's won 2 Oscars. He's won all this box office.
Saving Private Ryan. The other is Tim Allen.
Wow.
I mean, that is shitty.
That was wow.
And it's like that's just what he has to deal with. It's like, and as much whether you like the guy or not, that whole like when they killed his show on he guessed ABC killed his show because it was more conservative, and then Fox bought it, and then huge ratings. Like that's what's frustrating me with this culture of just like people are allowed to be conservative.
Yeah, they have an audience.
Yes, and people sometimes just need to be educated, not lynch mobbed. And the case in point being, if we go and watch the actual interview together in its entirety.
Kids were playing whist, man. But that's like a version of spades. sort of like
absolutely.
yes.
I guess I know
Yeah,
Spades.
we here.
Yeah, I think I played the game.
Last question.
So he did.
So he
really,
did.
really enjoyed them.
So,
Actually,
and then
black
furthermore, here goes
characters in
this. This is important to
Toy
watch.
Story 4. I thought that was dope because I was like, there's no black characters in there, but super dope to see it. What was that like for you guys seeing more diversity in this Toy Story?
Well, actually, I think they're purple, aren't they?
Oh, we have Carl and the Power
Fair
Rangers.
response. Fair response.
Fair response, because he's talking about Key and
Key and
Peele
Peele,
being
yeah.
the voices in it, but they're playing stuffed
They're not
animals.
playing black characters.
He didn't
yeah.
say a diverse voice cast. That would have been the proper
would've been,
question in
yeah.
BlogXilla, so you ask next time. But I love that Tom, it's going to call him Tom Allen.
I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm not
He didn't see it.
I'm not seeing the movie finished until Tuesday.
Plus, I'm not sure the Carnival Bears. What?
Yeah, they definitely.
Pretty much saying
I
the
don't know
same
what.
thing.
Yeah,
I don't know
he's
what-
sort of struggling. I don't know what you want to say. Are we
funny
calling them
stuff,
black,
but I'm
white?
not sure what that is.
Yeah.
Pink and
But
yellow. I don't know.
It's got to be done. It's got. This is where we live now. So it's got to be diverse.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Oh.
what? Why is that part not in? Am I crazy, or does Tom Hanks look visibly upset
Listen.
and perturbed that everything's got to be diverse now? It's got to be diverse.
Tom Hanks is one of my favorite actors of all time, but that was very passive aggressive. I'm not. That was very. He was very sarcastic with that.
But it's ridiculous because it's like
Yeah.
that part's trimmed, but that part to me is even worse than the
Didn't
opening
make
with
it,
Tim
yeah.
Allen. It just makes him look very, like you said, passively aggressively. But at
I
the same
sense the
time,
sarcasm in that.
yeah,
I
there's
did.
that's what he's trying to say. We're forcing this in. You're like, obviously, we have to do that for
Yeah.
the sake of making better,
course.
a future.
Representation,
Representation obviously matters, but you can't be frustrated by it.
Yeah.
Or
It's the world we live in. It's people are gay, people
And-
are black, people
yeah.
are Asian, and people, there's women. You know, it's everywhere.
well, but and
obviously.
for America's Tom Hanks to be frustrated by that is
It's saying something.
That's too real, I
It is
think.
saying something. Yeah.
he is white. That is white privilege at its biggest. I mean, come on.
Yeah. But you do got a point though. Nobody talked about that. That's,
No one's talking about that. I mean, come on. The fact that Twitter highlights these out of context,
slow day.
it's totally a slow news. But they they're just trying to trigger people. They want to be out there. They want to trigger, and then people want to pile on, and then it becomes a whole fight on their Wednesday of, oh no, I didn't mean I was racist because of that. I meant I'm racist because of this, and then everyone's got to try and defend themselves and argue, and we're all just arguing. Lynch mob, get him, Tim Allen, get him out of here, get him out of town. Tim Allen, dude, Tim Allen's just gonna keep doing what he does. You can't push him out. He's got an audience.
love him.
It reminds me of just Kevin Hart, what they did with him too.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
like
poor Kevin.
if you stop being an ally to a cause, you're dead to them. It's just like, and it's like you can still be an ally without having to like every day come
Every
out and
day,
say
yeah.
what I
Who
did
do we
was
hate
wrong.
today?
You can't go on the apology tour for the whole rest of your life.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, to be fair, we need to look up and make sure Tim Allen apologized or at least has educated himself
like you
on those
said,
original words. I do think that's important to
That
say.
is a different subject, and yes, that is something to debate and have the conversation about, because that is more of a serious topic. You know, the N-word, if I can say it or not, it's a dumb thing. We got to educate him if he actually believes that, but this Spade shit, come on.
Exactly. That's how I feel. Well, thank you for joining me, Ian. Let's come back.
Absolutely.
Let's come back on a more comic book, less politically charged episode next, please.
That'd be great.
And I want to come on your show. Plug your channel.
We're gonna make that happen. Please check me out on YouTube, The Controversy, or obviously Instagram as well, _controversy. We're gonna have more content coming.
Love it. I'm going to put that link in the description below. So thank you everybody for watching, and thank you. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that little bell. Tell us what you thought of this episode. Was this too politically charged for you? Do you think we hit a nerve? Are we ridiculous? Go ahead and yell at me in the comments. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just block the ones who are too mean, and the ones who are actually engaged with me politely, I'll write back. So please, let's have some healthy conversation in the comments below. And thank you as always for watching. And stay tuned for more episodes. We'll be doing these every day at 1 o'clock. That's the new plan. So keep checking back. Thanks so much, everybody. Subscribe. Bye.
Peace. Let's play some Uno, man.
Oh, let's go play some Uno. I love that idea.